See everybody. Excited to have the fall practice period wrapped up. I think it was very valuable for our team. Good transition, obviously coming off the national championship and setting our course, for this team and this year in 2024. Um, I learned a lot about our team. I feel like we're in a good spot to now turn the corner. They need to do a good job finishing up final exams and then move into this December period where they have to take a lot of individual ownership in their development. Feel like we have good plans, good paths for guys, and it's about time for them to get a little breather and come back ready to go in January. And really excited for the 2024 season and the challenges that that's going to present.
Hey, Coach, right up here up front. I know last year, you could pencil in Dylan Cruz and Trey Morgan, Jordan Thompson. Is there anybody that you've learned this fall that you'd be able to pencil in on the position side? And if not, what do you like about that challenge to figure out come springtime?
Yeah, I think there's certainly some of that. I think when I think about from the position player side of it, the things that I feel great about at this point is I think it's harder to picture any program in the country have a better catching situation than we do. To have three players that all had significant playing time, on a national championship Omaha caliber team and positively contributed to winning the way we did with Alex and Hayden and Brady. And all those guys are in a really good spot right now. I feel like there's a path and a way for all of them to make a positive contribution. Between Alex behind the plate with his defensive skills, improving offense, team leadership. Um, I don't think you could overstate how important he was at the end of the season. Especially in Omaha. We won all 5 games that he started behind the plate in Omaha. I don't think we get to Omaha without Hayden and his offensive contribution. I think he's taken a nice step forward in his development. Obviously, throwing really good. He's kind of one of those guys that I think is poised to have a lot of success this year. And we're number one team in the country the entire time Brady was a starting catcher until he got hurt. So feel good about that. I think kind of moving around the field. Jared Jones, good freshman season. I mean, to hit 300 and hit 14 home runs. Going through the majority of the SEC schedule. We obviously kind of went in a different direction in the postseason with what we're doing, but really excited about him. Feel strongly that our players make their biggest jump between their first and second year in a program. I think he's primed to do that. Around the infield, Michael Braswell, as of today, is clearly going to play shortstop. Like, that's not even a conversation or a question. Probably one of the biggest highlights of the fall has been his development from day one. We changed everything offensively and feel like he's in a really good spot. He led our team in hitting, hit a few home runs. Tommy, obviously, coming back at third. He missed the fall due to the shoulder surgery at the end of the World Series. I mean, immediately. He hurt it in game one of the season and really toughed that thing out, for the entire season. For him to play defense as well as he did last year and basically stay on the field with the significance of that injury was remarkable, and I think speaks a lot to his toughness. In a really good spot right now in terms of his recovery, I guess, if you will. He's back in his hitting program, hitting live. We've started the running, and I think when both of those things are stabilized, he'll begin throwing and fully expect him to be ready to do everything by opening day. So obviously when he's at full health, we know what we have there, which in my opinion is the best hitter in the country. And then in the outfield, probably the deepest position on the team. I don't know about slotting guys in and saying this is a for sure, but, much like Jared, I think Paxton Kling did a good job at times last year. I think, all those guys were a little bit of a victim of being on one of the best position player teams in college baseball history. That's just what that was. Excited about his development. Feel like we've found some things here recently, late fall, that's going to help get him to another level as a player. Jake Brown as a freshman that has really stood out. Like if you're asking me for something that I'm really happy about, that's something I'm really happy about. Speed, dynamic player, left-handed hitter, can do a lot of things to help us win. Mac Bingham, good transfer from Arizona. Obviously, coached him for 2 years to know what we have there. And there's some guys right along the periphery. Josh Pearson obviously is a player I trusted a lot. We've bounced him around between the outfield and second base, and there's certainly more guys. There's a lot more to be decided, between now and opening day. So we're not in that place last year where you felt like, hey, these 5 or 6 guys are going to play.
Hey, Coach. Now that everyone's gotten some more time to get used to it, other than making games shorter, what effect do you think the pitch clock has had on the sport?
It wasn't as big as I thought it would. I actually like it, which kind of surprised me a little bit. I like staying on offense for as long as we possibly can and getting off the field on defense as quickly as we possibly could. I think it's just like anything else. No matter what's off the field, on the field, recruiting rule, pace of play or game, just like tell me what we're dealing with, and then we need to prepare to use it to our advantage. And I actually kind of liked it, to be honest with you. I think our hitters got comfortable with it. We didn't penalize them this fall at all, but we had the clock running the last 2 weeks, and I thought we're kind of in tune with it a little better than I thought we would be. Now we will when we come back for the spring scrimmages. If you're not ready to go at the 10-second mark, strike, because I don't want that to carry over into a game or vice versa. But I think it's been a positive change. I'm sure the fans, would rather see us win than 2.5 hours than in 4, which I understand that.